Well, everybody, we are back for another CBC podcast. This week, we got a good show. Unfortunately, it's been very light on the DC front outside of like a Superman photo, but there's been a lot of stuff happening elsewhere in the industry that we can talk about, including company mergers and buyouts, the future of Deadpool, Spider-Man, a little Zack Snyder here or there, Captain America. It's going to be a good show. I can feel it in my bones, or it's that cold wave that's just hit us after like 3 days of sunshine. One of the things is definitely hitting my bones. Yeah. Oh, 100%. But maybe it's just these topics are get me excited. I don't know. It might be. It might be. But before we get into the actual topics, you guys know how this works. We got to introduce everybody that's here. So first and foremost, it's me. You can find everything in that link tree there or in the description down below, of course, where you guys can check out the stuff and the things and the whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm doing it. So, yeah, that's it. And also, you can also do the same thing with Mitch.
You can do the same thing, yeah. The separation anxiety has finally begun. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself after Rebirth.
I was going to say separation anxiety. Are you playing the Spider-Man game from the Genesis and Super Nintendo that was near impossible to beat?
I forgot about that game.
Remember how they had a perfect chance to call Venom 2 like Maximum Carnage or Separation Anxiety, and they call it Let There Be Carnage?
Yeah.
That's Sony, which coincidentally enough, in this show, we'll talk about Sony and dumb decisions and one good decision possibly. But before we get there, we got Tristan.
Yep, I'm here. Link trees in the description. And unfortunately or fortunately, the weather here has made it like London for a bit. So there's no sun in the sky. It's just clouds everywhere.
Is your water also full of poop as well?
Almost.
Like, when it's big.
This doesn't sound good, but hey, I guess that's how it goes elsewhere, right?
Also, don't get sick in the UK. You're not allowed to anymore.
We pioneered that.
Yeah, we're following suit very quickly, by the look.
Okay, now in my head, I'm imagining you like cough. The Queen's enforcements come to your house, just take you behind your shed, and you're done for.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, it's becoming North Korea. Oh no!
It's like, how dare you be sick? How dare your doctor sign you off of work?
It could be worse. You could be in the U.S. You cough, and they're like, "We're forcing you to take a sick day off, but we're not paying you. And also, if you miss another one, you're fired." You're like, "But can I not take it then?" They're like, "No, you're fired." Wait, what?
We will be there soon.
Yeah,
I'll kick you out the poverty home because that's where we're headed as well.
Oh man, everything's on the up and up for all of our countries. That's great. Oh man, what a time to be alive! What a time to be alive. So here we are. Well, everybody, we do have a good show at hand. You guys have probably seen the topics, so we're just gonna get straight into what we have here because there is a bunch to talk about. So let's start off with Deadpool 3 box office talk, or Deadpool and Wolverine box office talk, if you will. So we are now a few months out. This is way before the long range forecast is coming in. That's a couple weeks out, but we're kind of seeing buzz, and the indications are there's a pretty big expectation for this film. And yeah.
I'm not surprised in the slightest. The fact that you pulled Hugh Jackman out of the retirement home and off the stage is yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because I was like trying to find any like prediction numbers this early out, and I was only able to find the one for like for what's like just early predictions. It's like they are like predicting it to be around like 140 to 180 million opening weekend.
Yeah, it's so. What I'm seeing here is essentially everybody's saying this is Marvel Studios and Deadpool. So what we're looking at is expectations for box office total by the end of its run. It's got to make more than the other Deadpool films, which I think Well, we can all agree it's gonna make more than like 800 million, right? Like Doctor Strange 2 did it. This is gonna do it.
I mean, you'd hope so. You'd assume so.
Yeah.
I think right now they need it as well.
If this film doesn't deliver like close to $1 billion take, I honestly think we come back here and then we discuss Marvel Studios in trouble. Like if Deadpool doesn't do it with Hugh Jackman back and this being essentially the film that everybody's been saying Marvel needs to do it, to do R-rated. This is it. Either people are going to show up or Marvel Studios starts to lag behind. Like I don't see what else could do it, you know? It's
yeah. I mean, maybe Fantastic Four, maybe.
Yeah.
But if not that, then I think you wait till the X-Men.
Honestly, yeah, and I think this film also has the X-Men buzz going into it because you know, X-Men 97, man. I'm seeing so many people that would never watch a cartoon or anything like that. Like they just don't do it. They're talking about it. Like people in the gym that like they'll watch a Marvel thing, but they will not watch or they don't read the comics. They're all talking to me about X-Men 97. I'm like, this thing is huge. Like
I say, it's the first show for a good while. That's probably since WandaVision, actually. That's I've seen been talked about this much.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of buzz. So I think it's good. I do think that again, there is a high expectation for Deadpool 3 also this year because it's the standalone Marvel Studios release. So
yeah.
No,
it's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we landed in a reverse. Typically, any other year, you'd have 2 to 3 Marvel films, 1 or no DC, and then 1 Sony film. We got 3 Sony films, no DC, and 1 Marvel. It's like, whoa, you know, it's like, wow, this is weird.
Yeah, we're paying for something, I tell you. That's
yeah, the monkey's paw. We want more comic book stuff, but it didn't go the exact way we wanted it to. So
we screwed up somewhere.
Somebody screwed up. So I don't know. Let's do a far advanced prediction for box office. Total number box office theatrical run over. I'm gonna say like 1.2 billion. Like I think they're gonna crack that billion.
Yeah, if everything goes according to plan, it'll easily crack the 1 billion mark. But I'm still kind of hesitant because of what happened with Deadpool 2. So, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure yet because we still have yet. We still have yet to actually have an actual trailer. It's just that teaser.
So. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like looking at the release schedule after Deadpool, right? It releases on July 26th. Before that, 1 week before is Twisters. But after that, there is literally, I mean, August 9th. So 2 weeks out, 2.5 weeks out is Borderlands. And then nothing again till
Borderlands ain't getting nothing.
Exactly. So the next thing that could make any amount of money, and it's not going to.
I can kind of see it coming in just under that, like 800-900.
Yeah. You mean it's going to fail, Mitch?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Remember, if you don't make
like $100 million movie making like 9 times that much, she's gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna flop.
It's definitely gonna fail. Yeah.
Admit it. Failure. Flop.
Goddamn. You'll never get me to say yes. It's gonna fail.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but I definitely think it's gonna fail.
Okay, so I think we're all in the. It's gonna make more than the other films, but we don't know how much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that checks out. So I guess we'll know soon enough. We'll come back and talk about this. We'll see once the long range forecast is officially in. Let's jump on to Spider-Man 4 because we are hearing now that Sony, they're definitely pushing along with Marvel Studios production this year as early as possibly September, and they want this thing out in 2025. So it's sounding like if they start this year, probably like Christmas maybe of 25.
I was going to say easily Christmas next year.
Yeah, I don't see it slipping in January, February. No. It's either going to be Christmas or June, July of the following year. That's when Spider-Man films come out. So,
it's doable, right? It might not look the best because it's only having like a year and a half, but
yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
It's a typical Marvel Studios turnaround. You know, Thunderbolts started shooting like 14 months out from release. I mean, it's happening. So, you know,
true, yeah.
They can pull it off. The biggest concerning thing here is they said they got writers on. They've been polishing up the scripts, and they brought new writers on, according to reports we heard after the strike. If they don't have a director locked in, I'm afraid that either they get somebody to just point the camera and do what you want, you know, what we want you to do, or they get somebody like Sam Raimi's rumored or Jon Favreau, and then they're like, well, I like this, but I need another 3 months to put this to my standard. And then it's a little, you know, like, uh-oh.
Please no Sam Raimi. Please. I can't handle that much toxicity.
No, yeah. I wouldn't worry too much about that, to be honest. I don't.
He should have directed the real Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be funny if the whole rumors of him doing his Spider-Man 4 just turns out to be he's doing Tom's Spider-Man 4. That'd be hilarious. But I don't know. I just don't put stock in him doing this fourth one.
Same. I mean, why would you not? Look, he's clearly talking to them after Multiverse of Madness. Why wouldn't you have him do the third film instead of having him hop to another franchise? Like, what? I don't know. I think Sam Raimi got lost somewhere in translation with Scoops. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, because it's like someone's gone Spider-Man 4. Like, oh, he's doing Spider-Man 4. It's like, yeah, but he's doing his. No.
Right.
Tom's. Right. Anyway.
Because then what does Sony have in 26? Nothing.
Thankfully, not a lot.
Yeah. I mean, what? Ghostbusters, whatever, after this new one is flopping? Like, what?
I saw people talk about that day one and then literally nothing else.
It is.
It might have stuck around for 12 hours.
Yeah.
I'm shocked the Ghostbusters movie isn't good. I'm shocked.
I know. It's crazy. Yeah.
An 80s franchise that doesn't do well. I'm absolutely flabbergasted.
It's made 161 million worldwide. Whoa.
Like, I mean, you say that, but the Turtles survived.
Barely.
I mean, they're still technically relevant whenever they come out.
I mean, they at least sell toys. Ghostbusters toys sit on the shelves, and I can attest to that.
It's a lot better than what Ghostbusters is doing right now.
Yeah.
So I think relevant there's a very strong word.
I mean, whatever they, as I'm saying, is like usually the animation that they have is usually on point. Like,
wait, hold up.
Like, you can say whatever you want about like Rise, the animation, like the fight sequences for that. This is completely amazing.
Yeah. Now, I do want to just tell the boomer listeners right now that are yelling at their cell phone, we can't actually hear you. This isn't live, so that you're a Ghostbusters fan, that's cool. But
that's you're gonna go into like Masters of the Universe rant or something.
No,
what like about He-Man?
Well, I mean,
that's how I made on his burner account.
Hold on, let me jump on over to my burner. Yeah, it's look. As much as I thought Ghostbusters Frozen Empire was passable at best, I think Sony's showing a sign of struggle. And our last topic in today's show is what we're going to talk about and why they're making power moves. And Spider-Man is their only moneymaker brand, and it's only Spider-Man and Venom because nothing else has made money for them. So
because they don't even try.
Wasn't the third Venom out this year?
Yeah, like
yes,
October 28th, I think.
Yes, because they pushed both of those movies back, both Venom and Kraven. So yeah.
Oh, just think,
Kraven.
October kicks off with Joker and ends with Venom 3. What a time to be alive, man!
Yeah, I went out.
Yeah. Oh man, that is a scary Halloween indeed. Oh, and how funny both of them are. One is about dancing in a musical, and the other film's called The Last Dance. Huh. Interesting.
I forgot they called it that. Wow.
Just making an observation here that doesn't make sense.
You know they're going to have an Eddie and Venom dance scene.
Oh!
Like I just piss out of La La Land or something.
Oh, no. Yeah. Actually, yes. If that's in it, I'm buying my ticket instantly. Oh, Sony, good old Sony. So whatever happens, we'll be back to talk about this soon, guys. In regards to Spider-Man 4, because we're definitely getting news this year. If we don't get any news this year, the film is dead. That's got to be the only solution. Like,
has Tom Holland re-signed yet? I mean,
he said that he's seen parts of the script and talked to the people in like December, and he said it's shaping up to be great. So I would assume that's a confirmation. Yeah. So there we go, everybody.
What direction did they take the fourth one? Did they stick with the whole multiverse bit, or do we actually get like a
please no, just put him on the street level Spider-Man, please. Like, just
but it's street level, but with other Spider people.
I mean, yeah, why not? I'll take it. It's
just bring Maguire and Garfield back, but have it be a different one, so they have no idea who Holland is.
Right, yeah. I mean, they'll find a good way to pitch this, right? Like, it's,
well, I hope.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I don't trust Sony, so we shall end up seeing what happens, I suppose, sooner rather than later. It's time to talk about not letting things go and holding on way past where you should be in your life. And Zack Snyder has been doing the rounds, doing interviews in regards to Rebel Moon 2, which is somehow worse reviewed than Rebel Moon 1, which has got to be a feat of some sort of, it's some sort of Guinness World Book accomplishment, I'm sure. But he was asked about DC again and if he's moved on, because in the last interview with the same outlet, he was like, "Oh, I'm done with that. I don't really care anymore." Well, he said he's got all the ideas, it's all in his head, and now he's willing to more or less concede and go back and do the Snyderverse in animated form. He just needs a good amount of money to do it. Where does one even start with this?
I was enjoying the silence, god damn it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I just don't know what
there is. If your most diehard loyal fans have moved on and they're now on the Rebel Moon is Dune and Star Wars what it should be train, right? And all this. There's no room left for them or you in the DC universe. That ship has sailed. Nobody has an affinity or connection for anything in that universe. You can say Cavill all you want, but that's like the vocal Cavill fans, right? The average person I've seen was like a DC fan. You ask them, they're like, "Yeah, I'm ready for a new DC." Like, they didn't watch half of the new content that's come out in the last 5 years or more. It's it's just
it's just sad at this point. Like,
yeah,
he's somehow outdone on the just the let go.
He has, and
no one wants it. No one wants it.
Right.
Just let it go. Just move on.
And like, we know Netflix signed him to a giant payday and a first look deal and took Rebel Moon and reportedly spent well over $500 million building that franchise. Like, with the 2 films, an animated thing that might have been canceled, 3, yeah, and a video game that's, we don't know what the status of it is. So with marketing, they're up there probably close to $700 million invested, and it has not paid off. Like,
well, I mean, it's a good, so it's like, it's going to be the same thing, but
like last week, I didn't even know when the second one was going to come out because they were advertising. they were advertising. It was like they were advertising for the director's cut, and that's when the ad for the second one came on. I was like, "Oh, okay." Anyway,
it was actually an ad. Wow.
It was
a trailer for the second one.
Yeah, no, this is when I was like just look. I think I was looking on a leaks forum, and they showed the Rebel Moon stuff, and then I watched it a little bit after the fact, and then it said the second one was coming out. So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Guys, I just had a brain aneurysm because a brand new interview just dropped with the release.
Oh, nice. Nice.
They've completed the first 4 scripts, and this is a 6-film saga.
Yeah, because
What?
They said the other day that they got plans for like 5 more, and I was like, is that 5 more after the initial, like the initial 3? So it makes 8, or is this 5 after the first one?
This is going to end up being like 20 hours of pure dribble falling out of someone's behind. Oh my god! How?
This is completely weird because like I assume that he has like like some sort of plan instead of just saying we have plans for 5 more, and it's just like we're just gonna plug them in as we go.
I mean, as we found out this week, most of his ideas come from actors. So
I can't believe he literally. I was like, yes, I was talking to Leonardo DiCaprio, and he pitched Batman v Superman and Justice League, and I just said, oh, I'm going to use all that. Wait, what?
So part of me thinks that's illegal, right? Because it's not his idea then. Isn't that what they always say? Don't give the directors or the writers any ideas because they can't actually use them, and so you never.
So the complex confrontation of God versus the Justice League wasn't even the almighty Snyder's vision. And
no, it came from a guy who can't date someone over 25.
Amazing. This is yeah. Wow.
If it was anyone else other than Lee, I'd be like, it came from that person. Like, you can't say that because everyone likes Leo apart from the whole 25 thing. So.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's kind of crazy.
There's failing upwards, and then there's somehow like spectacularly. I just
yeah.
But then it would be Netflix to go all in on Snyder, and
it would. He sold them a false bill of goods. That's literally what he sold everybody ever. A false bill of goods. Like it's that scene from Dumb and Dumber with the IOUs. It's like, where's all the money? Yep. Well, those are better than money. Those are IOUs. That sounds like, look, those Rotten Tomatoes, they don't matter. I'm making quality that's watched by 190 million people. And then they're like, actually, that's just because we autoplay the first 3 seconds, sir. Oh. Yeah. It's over.
I'm going to watch Rebel Moon Part 2. I might leave it a week. I might see just how the reaction is.
Do it tomorrow. It's 420.
No. That will ruin my Saturday.
That would ruin my 420. I don't want to ruin a religious experience.
Yes.
I'm ascending while watching Rebel Moon. The only way to do it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not letting Snyder be my Israel. I'm not going to ruin a religious holiday for me.
Oh man, that is a good segue to our next topic. So
I wish it was a good. I regret actually saying that. I was horrendous, but no.
Well,
free Palestine. I swear, I'm not an Israel.
Agreed. So let's just jump into this Captain America 4 leaks, confirmations, and what's going on. So we got some.
Well, maybe what's going on. We don't know if the.
Yeah. So this is a scenario where toys, Happy Meal toys from McDonald's have leaked, and they're because the film was supposed to come out now. Right now, we'd be in the red carpet and everything, and the film is coming out in a week and a half. But the film was obviously delayed to reshoot, so we don't know.
Rebel Moon, cowards.
Obviously.
They ran from a Netflix movie. Goddamn.
It's
not
so now we're in a
position.
position. It's true, man. You just got to run away from it, like how BVS. Then we'll talk. Remember that meme? We talked.
Man.
Yeah. So we don't know if any of these leaks, like Diamondback or Sabra, are in fact in the final film, and how. We know they're being reshuffled around.
Was it that toy leak that happened for a lot of the characters, where obviously it was in Spanish, but one of the characters, the translation for that was rattlesnake, and Diamondback is a form of rattlesnake. So potentially she could be in it, or it could be a technical original character.
And she just looks like normal human too. So clearly they're just like, You know, this isn't going to be anything.
That's just Diamondback, right?
Exactly. So it's like they're not doing the whole Serpent Society lizard people. That's all been cut. We know that for a fact now. Like that's clearly not going to be in there. So
I wonder with this. Obviously, was it Triple H? Was he supposed to be one of them?
No, it was Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Like
that's the one. Yeah. So they all look the same to me. Like,
yeah, they do.
Just sweaty white men. But
like wasn't he like really happy about it too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would be right. Now, the whole rumor is that they're not in it, so
then
maybe Diamondback's still in it. Well, we just don't know.
Yeah,
McDonald's could have quite easily been like, "Hey, here's the updated script. Just cut these or not give them the script, but say, hey, we're taking these characters out, just apart from this one." So
exactly, and also like. People need to remember action figures and toy lead lines and lead times are 14 to 18 months. So this to leak like this would have been in production before, like even before the original version of the film was starting to shoot. So again, that's why you see some errors and changes and things like that. That's like in the toys don't always resemble the final version. You know, the most famous one is the action figure for Spider-Man for Civil War, where he's wearing the suit he wore on set with the raised webbing and a different spider and all that. And then the final film version is nothing like the suit he wore on set because they put CG all over it, right? So,
or the Iron Man 3 Mandarin car.
Yeah.
And Lego set everyone lost their mind over.
So it can always go in a different direction when you do reshoots and change elements and take out elements. So I'm honestly... looking at this film, we know it's had a troubled production, and apparently, whatever the initial version of the film was bad, like real bad. So at least they saw it didn't work and said we need to fix this. So,
yeah, I mean that's the upside, right? A delayed product's better than a rushed one. Usually, hopefully,
yeah, hopefully,
unless you're Cyberpunk, and then oh boy.
Yeah, you're better off delaying that or fixing it and No Man's Sky style. Just keep making it till it's better than the game you ever promised.
But I think it's safe to say with this, Falcon is clearly going to be in it still.
Yep.
Red Hulk's clearly going to be in it still.
I mean, the thing that sticks out to me is you notice that there's no leader merch. There's only been one merch leak for him. That's a little concerning and weird to me, which I wonder if they're pivoting to maybe make him a villain of a Hulk film and only have a smaller role in this one, and then make Red Hulk.
So he could easily be a setup,
Yeah. That's because, again, remember, we were supposed to get a lot of Hulk action in this film, and apparently that's one thing that didn't work. They were like, this might as well just be the next Hulk film. So back to the drawing board. It's like, yeah.
We're still going to get a lot of Hulk stuff. There's no
we are. Yeah, we are.
You don't have Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross and not do at least the Red Hulk side of it.
Yeah, and full-on battle sequence and everything. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I don't know. I'm excited. Again, Captain America. I can't wait to see what direction they take it in, but some questionable things in it will always be brought up, so we'll see how they address it.
That's unfortunate, but
hey,
when your country's paying everyone money to turn a blind eye and
exactly. So my hope is that she's in the film. If you know who she is, sure, but that they never address it. Don't just overlook it, right?
They'll address it hard.
I hope not.
No, they will.
The only other way they could be more on the nose is if they're like, actually, that was a stand-in. We got Gal Gadot to play this character. You might as well just straight up burn your film to the ground,
imagine. That's just
Yep. So I guess we'll talk more about
Zionists. Goddamn.
Oh no. Well, the character does work for the U.S. government, so there's a pretty good connection in there. Yeah, for Thunderbolt Ross as well. She's like, what, supposed to be a secretary or something in the film?
Something like that,
yeah. They might have changed it. Whatever the case is. We'll talk about this film. I'm assuming around D23 when they're going to reveal it first, right?
Just remember, Iger said that Disney doesn't push politics or agendas.
Okay, well, I shall see if that's true in a film called Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like Captain America's off to the side looking at him.
It's like those tweets where it's like, "How is war political?" It's just like, well, you see.
I want it to be so on the nose. It's like Fallout and a bunch of other things. This movie's got to start with, I don't want to set the world on fire so everybody misses the point. Media literacy is officially dead. It's dead.
Oh, it was dead a long time ago.
Now it's just worse. Yeah. So,
it's so bad.
Any closing thoughts on this? Because we'll be back to talk about this guaranteed. Like, let's just look. They're probably going to drop a teaser to be attached with Deadpool and Wolverine, right? You would kind of have to. It's their next film.
Like, I assume so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really have anything because, like you said, or if you've been in this long enough, you know that promotions and material usually get cut. They are just there sometimes, especially with like toys and stuff, where you know.
Yeah.
My biggest hope for this movie is Sabra is the equivalent of the Iron Man 3 Chinese scene.
Yeah.
And she's so insignificant that it's just purely for the Israeli audience.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I want to know is when it does happen to confirm it is that Tom Holland is there at the premiere and he has to watch it.
Oh. Poor Tom Holland. Oh no. I have to go watch a movie. And well, you know, slipping on his revenge. So.
Yeah, so I just want Maggie just sitting there watching the movie.
Yeah. I need Holland to come out afterwards and say, "Well, that's a Captain America movie. It's not a Falcon movie." You didn't get a movie.
It's true. Well, you know what? Since we're talking about Tom Holland, we might as well jump on to our last topic then, which involves Sony. We know that Sony is heavily invested into Tom Holland. He's their Spider-Man. They try to shoehorn him into a bunch of their Spider-Verse films, but they smartened up. He's also the star of their other film franchise that made $3 at the box office of profit, aka Uncharted. And
I completely had no idea what you were talking about then.
Yes. See, Uncharted happened, and everybody forgot.
He wasn't in Ghostbusters. We're talking about.
Yeah,
no, that made $2, not $3.
Yeah, it's like for as middling as Uncharted was, it did make some money. So
yeah. It did.
I enjoyed Uncharted, unironically. I think Monster Hunter burnt me out so badly that I actually enjoyed Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted's way better than Monster Hunter. But Sony is obviously seeing writing on the wall, especially with how the industry is consolidating, because we just learned, and all the major trades and investor firms that would report on such things, you know, like CNBC and stuff, are all confirming it. Sony is looking for partners. One of them is like Atlas Media Group, and there might be another one. Maybe, we don't know the full story. Essentially, Sony is going to set up partners and do a cash buyout of Paramount.
Wow. From them trying to sell their own studios to them saying, maybe we can buy someone else.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can attribute Sony staying afloat, and we really can, to Spider-Man's MCU deal and the PlayStation brand. And that saved them so much that they can actually do this.
Yeah, because oddly enough, that technically it is, especially with, I guess you could say, somewhat success from their initiative to make their video game franchises live action or animated, with some more video game adaptations coming pretty soon. So
and like, I'm looking at it right now. So Paramount's net worth, right, is only $6.84 billion. Like, that is not a huge price to pay for the amount of franchises you're just going to get. Like, Sony automatically picks up Transformers, Mission Impossible, like G.I. Joe, all of Star Trek. Like, it is
you're forgetting the funniest one.
What am I forgetting?
Sony will have Halo.
No, holy! Oh my god!
I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna say like SpongeBob or something.
This is how we're gonna get Halo on PlayStation finally. Yeah. It's oh my god! Yeah. I completely blanked on that.
So did everyone else. Don't worry. No one watches Halo.
Hey,
people only remember the Halo show because people are laughing at it because of everything.
I watch Halo.
Oh, that's brave to admit.
The only thing like I like technically like learn about what's been going on from like season 1 to season 2 is that I think like some of the video game directors came out and like said, "Oh, it's a different timeline, so this is why it's different," and then that's not what people wanted to hear. So yeah,
no, Halo's the treatment that The Witcher got from Netflix. Halo's getting it 10 times as worse.
Yeah.
So like people like telling people what they want instead of trying to adapt it as the best they can.
You know, when you try and do the full of reach and not have a single, I'm surprised that they're looking at doing it simply because it's not them doing it outright. They're having to get other people in.
Yeah. It's
like, why are they doing this though?
Just quickly looking it up. Sure. Sony would also gain Top Gun, Terminator, the SpongeBob film series, Scream, the Ring franchise, distribution rights to other films that are from Disney and other catalogs, Friday the 13th franchise. I mean,
is this a big ploy? Actually, is it Paramount who has the Hulk rights?
Universal.
Oh, damn it. I was about to say, is this a big ploy from Disney to get the Hulk? Is this what this is?
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is a very, very interesting position to be in because like Paramount doesn't have a lot of big franchises, but the ones they have are ones that they're converting into money and they know can deliver, and there's more happening on some of these fronts. So it'll be interesting because if you just think about it, if Sony gets their hands on, like, let's say Mission Impossible, Terminator, and TMNT, the game possibility for Terminator is there. The last one they put out is actually really great, just like the last RoboCop game. So, like, you're gaining some stuff here that's honestly kind of worth it, especially for that low entry price. So, I'm gonna see.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
So Sony's net worth as of right now this month is $100.1 billion. So, I mean, yeah, they dwarf Paramount, obviously. And the reason they're probably looking for partner is because it is a straight up cash purchase, which means they don't have to dip into their assets making over $100 billion, which is why they're doing it. So, like, the plan here makes sense to me. Obviously, the big question is what will their future be and what do they do? And that's the big one. Like, because then Sony effectively does become saved, right? Like, them and Paramount stay afloat, and there is a chance of there will be another consolidation down the road, but it buys them more time. So,
you know, WB's got to be sold off again, so there's always going to be another one.
I mean, at this point,
they've been trying for years, man.
Yeah,
they always get sold off. It's still be fine. Who buys them? Who knows? But
I mean, the way you're looking at it, it's like if Paramount and Sony unite, then they both stave off a purchase. WB will Discovery's probably going to get folded into Universal, or maybe Sony can position themselves for them and Paramount to join Universal because Amy Pascal went from Sony to be ahead of freaking Universal. So her connection is so deep with Sony. Like, this could be
she still works for Sony as well. No?
Exactly. Like, this could be a huge ploy to make Sony, like, Universal Paramount one giant global entity. And that leaves Discovery just with WB over there in the corner kicking themselves again. But that's kind of what they do.
Discovery suck. Like, Sky over here do that Discovery Plus for free if you got Sky.
Oh man,
and it's like a lot of other, Paramount Plus. We get the same thing. You know, our Netflix and Disney Plus go through Sky as well.
Yeah.
But the other day we signed up for it, and it's telling us we can't watch anything because we have to upgrade. So it's like you're fine to make the account, but you have to actually do this to upgrade. And then it told us to like register the account, but it's not actually letting us register the account. It's saying there's a
wow, that's terrible.
And it's like cool, so we can't actually watch anything on Discovery Plus. No, that's
hype.
Yeah, well done, Discovery. It's
that's great. So
I expect nothing less from Zaslav.
Pretty much, and I expect nothing less than Sony than to, at this point, try to save themselves. And I think they're going to pull it off. I do think they're going to do this. And
yeah, I can see them sticking around. It'd be weird to think that Sony's like a bigger part of like the big six or the big four, as it's going to be soon. If this goes through, but
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It would be interesting to see what they do with everything. Like how will, because I assume they'll go more in on the Turtles as well. Like TMNT.
Oh my god! I mean, this is Sony. Like the animated front of Sony's going to see a huge boost, and I mean, right now, if they're able to secure this buyout, let's say they land it and do the proposal by summer, it's such a small thing. It will be done by the end of the year because it's not as big as like the biggest conglomerates. Sony will, on their hands, then inherit the next Spider-Man animated film and The Last Ronin and the upcoming video game. They can then make it exclusive and maybe even give it to one of their first-party developers. Like, if Sony does this right and gets this completed by like March of next year before fiscal year, I mean, they got a TMNT wave of content that they can hit and put that Sony marketing push behind it. That's they're gonna dump Ghostbusters straight up and never touch it again. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Thank God it's been too long.
It has. So things are looking good in my opinion here for what's going on, in all honesty.
They're in interesting times. So I'll enjoy watching how this unfolds.
Yeah, same. So, we'll see. Obviously, we're going to come back to talk more about this when and if it happens. Chances are it's going to happen. So we'll be back rather soon. So there we are. We've come to the end of the show. I don't think we got anything else, any housekeeping or anything. What's everybody been playing? Let's do that. What you guys been playing? Any video games?
Mine's obvious.
Yeah.
There was I think earlier in the week, people got vindicated that Apple has earlier they did announce that they were allowing official emulators on their app store, and one of them finally came out, and it's actually pretty good. And I think over social media, people are showing other people how to get games on this particular emulator, which I think from what I remember, they can do Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, and original Nintendo on your cell phone. So
Apple's finally where Android was about 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's just this weird thing because of this whole thing that technically you can have emulators, but you have to use your own ROMs or OSs. So now
technically it's legal, but will Nintendo let you know that? Maybe.
Yeah, it's mostly just like, hey, yeah, if you want to play your Nintendo games, but you can't afford the collector's premium price, here you guys go. You can use your phone, which can basically play anything up to like almost like for most smartphones, I can play up to about Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 games. So
I was gonna say, yeah. And if you have the newer ones, like I'm playing Call of Duty Mobile every night right before bed around, and it's like, oh great, this works great. So, or Warzone Mobile. So
Call of Duty Mobile.
Yep. Hey, everything carries over now. So if you're playing one, it carries over to the console and everything. It's great. It's like a unified platform.
Yeah, but it's Call of Duty on your phone in bed.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm old, so I got a backbone because I can't do touchtreen because I'm not hip. So, yeah.
Ironically, the backbone is going because you're old.
Oh, that's
isn't that what people get the Steam Deck for? So they can just play games in bed because they don't want to be sitting in a chair.
Yes and no.
Yeah, but who wants to hold like a breeze block?
Someone apparently
dropping or falling on your face.
Someone apparently, because I think it was a Reddit user showed from the modding scene, they showed how they optimized their Steam Deck, which is amazing. They had I think they had for storage, they had 15 terabytes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was just basically just imagine a giant, technically a battery pack, but with a whole bunch of cards stuck in it to extend the storage.
Oh, it's crazy.
I find it interesting the Switch 2 rumors have died down.
Well, it's when it's usually kind of dead or before what Jeff Keighley has here for his summer games, which is ramping up. But
that's true.
A lot of I think from a month or two before, a lot of leakers were saying it's happening. No, we got confirmations or all this other stuff, and we still haven't technically got anything, because I think from what they said is that we should be getting an announcement pretty soon, with the release being this winter. So
is it this winter again, and it's not March or whatever it was?
Yeah, it's like flip flopping to this to March, and it's so it's whoever you think actually has any sort of relevant information, and someone's just not
I think with Pokemon being pushed back out of this usual slot, I think it's definitely a launch title, right? It's got to be.
Yeah.
Day one, hey, here's a new Pokemon game.
I mean, it makes sense, because imagine then, people will just rush to get it because you got to play the new Pokemon. They got to have stock of consoles. So.
Yes, no, it's not just that. It's because of the new Pokemon game. You think you can be playing what is it, a gigantic city as for a regular Switch?
I can't. What's it? Kalos? No.
Yeah,
what's the city in that region?
It's
Kalos. I forgot the city.
It's Luminous City or something like that.
Yeah. Isn't it just one city the entire game?
Yeah,
it looks to be that way.
Yeah, it's
wild.
It's I think it adds up to scale, so it's a gigantic city. So yeah, having that on a Switch, the first one, you're not gonna want to play that.
The Switch can't even handle just black grassland. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh I just have a whole bunch of backlog and stuff that I have to actually get through.
Nice.
That stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing the jump around play things as well. So yeah,
I've got to get back to 14. Dawn Trail's out soon.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's better than Ricardo. Always he keeps picking up and dropping.
Yeah, the man's weak. I say that when Destiny has the final shape out, and I've only got 3 damn days to get ready.
I thought about that. They finally did that. That finally teaser look at the gameplay, which they finally added another subclass where you fuse light and dark, abilities together, which is actually pretty cool.
It's a cool idea, and it makes sense if they had a 6th one. Because now the 6th one is everything in one. But it's not the good stuff you'd want to combine. It's all the off-meta crap that no one's been using because it sucks.
But now you can theory craft now to make it viable.
But you can only theory craft with the bad stuff. Give me the busted stuff. If you want to make it fun, give me the broken builds.
Well, I guess so. We're all going to play some video games. I guess that's what we're doing this weekend. That sounds like it. Yeah.
F1's in China, so if I'm awake at any point, no, probably.
China, that's what, plus negative 78 hours or something?
They are
I don't
9
know how
hours ahead. It's the last of the horrible times for the European people.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. We front load the beginning of the season with the plus 9 hours. Australia, Japan, and China.
Okay.
There you go. I was thinking of this year going up to Canada to watch F1, but then it's literally a weekend that I have an obligation that I committed to half a year ago. So I'm like, damn it. Maybe next year.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Canada's really good track to go, apparently.
Oh my God. I know people that have been, because it's literally Montreal's only 2 hours from me. So it's pretty close by. So I'm like, yeah, next year I want to try to go. And typically there's a good rave scene during that as well, because obviously, you know, of course there is.
It would be the old man at the rave.
Yeah.
They're not like how it used to be.
So it's all good. So I guess thanks for listening, everybody. It's another week in the bag. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. As always, we'll just be back next week, hopefully with another show with good on point topics.